Welcome to this note. Today we're diving straight into a professional masterclass on building a highly automated digital publishing business. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here because we're going to look at Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, or KDP, not just as a place to upload a quick story, but as a future-ready platform to build truly scalable digital assets. So whether you're a freelancer, an entrepreneur, an educator, or a startup founder, this note is essentially your professional mentorship session. We're going to help you monetize your knowledge and really thrive in the digital economy. Let's get right into it. I want you to kick things off by asking yourself a question. What if you could build scalable digital assets with absolutely zero inventory? Just imagine a business model where you build a product exactly once, and a global tech giant handles all of the physical fulfillment, the shipping, and even the customer service. You get to operate as the product architect, while the platform acts as your global operations team. That is the true power of the modern digital publishing economy. And this number brilliantly illustrates the most compelling part of this entire model: zero. That is exactly what it costs in upfront publishing fees to start building your digital real estate on Amazon KDP. There are literally no massive print runs you have to fund, no warehouse spaces to rent, and no shipping logistics to figure out. You're leveraging a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, and it's completely free of upfront gatekeepers. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Print-on-demand economics. 2. Choosing your asset class. 3. Low-content assets. 4. Medium content tools. And finally, 5. High-content authority.
Starting off with Section 1, Print-on-Demand Economics. Notice how this model completely redefines retail as we know it. Print-on-demand is essentially the ultimate SaaS-like automation for physical goods. In traditional publishing, you had to guess how many books you might sell, print thousands of them, and then just pray you didn't end up with a garage full of unsold inventory. But with print-on-demand, a physical book doesn't even exist in the real world until a customer has already paid for it. It completely 100% eliminates your inventory risk and storage costs.
Let's walk through this brilliant, super beginner-friendly workflow. Step 1. You just upload your digital files. That's your cover and your interior. Step 2. A customer somewhere out there in the world places an order. Step 3. Amazon's facility instantly prints that single copy, packages it, and ships it out. And Step 4. You earn your royalty. You're effectively outsourcing the absolute most expensive and time-consuming parts of a physical product business to Amazon, which frees you up to focus purely on creating great digital assets.
Moving to Section 2, Choosing your asset class.
Think of this matrix as your strategic roadmap. As a founder, you really need to play to your strengths here. Say you have a great eye for design, but you don't want to write hundreds of pages? Well, the low-content model requires very little writing but high design, and the production time is short. Perfect. Now, if you're a teacher or a coach, medium content offers a really nice sweet spot of moderate writing and high design. And if you're an industry expert wanting to establish some serious, deep authority, high content is definitely your lane. So take a look at this matrix and ask yourself, where do my unique skills actually fit best?
Section 3. Low-content assets.
Okay, so a crucial point right out of the gate. Low content absolutely does not mean low value. These are highly profitable, real-world tools that people rely on every single day. We're talking about budget planners that help families manage their finances, habit trackers for fitness enthusiasts, and vehicle maintenance logs for actual businesses. Instead of reading these books from cover to cover, the customer interacts with them. They track, record, and organize. You're essentially designing a structured framework that just makes someone's life easier.
And this perfectly illustrates the secret to winning in this space. If you just release a generic, blank daily planner, you're competing with thousands of others. Good luck. But if you launch a daily planner tailored specifically for real estate agents, with sections for client follow-ups, open house schedules, and mileage tracking, boom, you've just created a hyper-specific product for a targeted audience. In the digital economy, highly targeted audiences are what drive higher conversion rates and actual digital wealth.
I really want to pause on this mentor moment because it honestly should be the guiding philosophy of your entire business. People don't buy books simply because they exist. They buy books because they believe those books will solve a problem. Whether your asset helps someone lose weight, track their business expenses, or learn a new coding language, every single digital asset you build absolutely must serve a distinct customer intent.
Section 4. Medium content tools.
So, medium content books combine structured layouts with original educational content. Think along the lines of math workbooks, coding practice guides, logic puzzles, or children's activity books. The key differentiator here is that you're requiring the customer to actively learn by doing. You aren't just providing blank lines anymore. You're providing the lessons, the prompts, and the exercises. Yes, it requires a bit more research and production time, but the perceived value to the customer and the potential for your profit is significantly higher.
Let's introduce a really important startup mental model here: building a product ecosystem. Never think about launching just one book. If you build a highly successful HTML workbook, your customers are naturally going to want to know what's next, right? That single asset should seamlessly expand into a CSS workbook, a JavaScript guide, eventually forming an entire web development mastery series. One successful asset should naturally lead your repeat customers to buy the next one.
Section 5. High Content Authority. High-content books are exactly what you traditionally think of when you hear the word book. They contain substantial, original written content. And yeah, they require the longest production time, the deepest research, and the most rigorous editing. But here's the trade-off. They also yield the highest long-term brand equity. This is literally how you build a moat around your personal brand or your business. The crucial point here is that professionals use these high-content categories to establish themselves as undeniable authorities in their space. If you're a consultant, a software engineer, or a financial advisor, publishing a comprehensive guide in your field acts as your ultimate business card. It builds immediate trust. You can use these books to complement your high-ticket consulting services, your online courses, or your software products. You're effectively monetizing your deep expertise. Now, as you build out your catalog across any of these tiers, you really need to balance your portfolio like an investor. You have your evergreen assets, like a book on budgeting basics or a fitness tracker that provide steady, predictable, year-round value. And then you have trend-based or seasonal assets, like a Q4 holiday planner or an academic year calendar that capitalize on massive spikes in seasonal demand. Balancing both of these is what stabilizes your digital income throughout the entire year.
Let's move to our final mindset shift. I really want you to internalize this. Think like a founder. You aren't just launching a book. You are building a scalable digital brand. Every single product you upload is essentially an employee working for you 24/7 across the globe. By focusing on continuous improvement, listening to customer feedback, and strictly prioritizing quality, you're creating a future-ready business that can generate income for years and years to come.
Which brings us to the end of our masterclass and leaves us with one final incredibly important question to think about. What kind of digital asset are you going to build today? You have the tools, you understand the economics, and the upfront cost is literally zero. The digital economy is just waiting for your knowledge. Thank you so much for joining me in this note, and I honestly cannot wait to see what you build.